Picture this: you wake up tomorrow, and the person who's been your rock for decades is gone. Their side of the bed is cold. Their voice, their laugh, their presence, erased in a heartbeat. Most seniors think they're ready for loss, but when it hits, it's not just grief that knocks you down. It's the avalanche of decisions, the silence that screams, and the terrifying question, what now? The truth is, surviving isn't enough. You deserve to thrive, to find joy, purpose, and strength on the other side of sorrow. Today, I'm sharing 7 life-changing steps every senior must take when their spouse dies first. These aren't just tips, they're a lifeline. Stay with me to the end, because the 7th step is the one most people miss, and it could rewrite your future. Step 1. Let yourself break. It's how you begin to heal. When your spouse dies, the world doesn't just pause, it fractures. The coffee mug they left on the counter, the way they'd hum while doing dishes, the quiet rhythm of their breathing at night, it's all gone. And in that void, your first instinct is to do something. Call the lawyer. Sort their clothes. Answer the endless, "Are you okay?" questions. But before you touch a single task, stop. Step 1 is this: let yourself feel it all. Cry until your throat burns. Stare at their photo and whisper their name. Sit in the silence and let it ache. Grief isn't a puzzle to solve, it's the weight of a love that's still alive inside you. And if you shove it down, it doesn't vanish. It grows heavier, waiting to pull you under when you least expect it. I learned this the hard way. Years ago, when my aunt lost her husband of 47 years, she threw herself into action, cleaning the garage, hosting family, answering every condolence card. She told everyone she was fine. But 6 months later, she couldn't sleep. Her hands shook. She'd burst into tears over nothing. It wasn't just sadness, it was grief she'd buried, now clawing its way out. Studies back this up. Unprocessed grief can spike cortisol, weaken your immune system, even increase your risk of heart disease by 20% in seniors. For us, that's not just emotional, it's life or death. Here's what you do: give yourself permission to break. No timelines. No shoulds. If you need to sob at 3 a.m., let the tears come. If you laugh remembering their terrible puns, don't feel guilty. There's no right way to grieve, only your way. After my own loss, I started carrying a pocket notebook. Not for lists, but for moments, scribbling a memory, a feeling, even a curse word when the pain hit hard. It wasn't elegant, but it was real. And real is where healing begins. Try this today. Find one safe space. A corner of your bedroom, a park bench, the front seat of your car. Spend 5 minutes there, just feeling. No fixing. No planning. If tears come, let them. If anger rises, name it. If you feel numb, that's okay too. I once sat in my garden after a loss, staring at the roses we'd planted together. I didn't cry, I just sat. And somehow, that stillness let me breathe again. Grief is not weakness, it's proof you loved deeply. And that love deserves space to exist. Don't rush this. Society tells us to move on, but healing isn't linear. Some days, you'll feel steady. Others, you'll crumble. Both are progress. If you're religious, pray. If you're not, talk to them anyway, they're still listening in your heart. And if you feel stuck, reach out to a counselor or a trusted friend. I did, and it wasn't about answers, it was about being heard. Your pain matters. Let it out, piece by piece. That's how you start to mend. Step 2. Build your lifeline before the silence swallows you. The first days after your spouse dies, people swarm around you. Cards pile up. Casseroles overflow the fridge. Everyone's there, saying, "Call me if you need anything." But then the funeral ends. The visitors fade. And suddenly, it's just you, the clock ticking, and a silence that feels like it's closing in. That's when loneliness doesn't just hurt, it harms. Step 2 is urgent. Reach out before the quiet becomes a cage. This isn't about baring your soul to strangers. It's about small, deliberate connections that remind you you're still here. Text a friend about a memory. Call your grandkid to hear about their day. Wave to the mail carrier. Research is clear, social isolation in seniors raises dementia risk by 50%, boosts blood pressure, even cuts years off your life. But connection? It's a shield. When my cousin lost her husband, she felt like a burden asking for company. She'd say, "I don't want to bother anyone." But one day, she invited her knitting group over, not to talk about grief, but to share stories and bad jokes. She told me later, "I didn't realize how much I needed to laugh." That night, she slept through the night for the first time in weeks. Here's a practical plan. Make a list of 5 people you trust. Not just family, think neighbors, old coworkers, that friend from your book club. Reach out to one each day, even if it's just a quick "thinking of you" message. If talking feels heavy, start smaller. I joined a local walking group after my loss, not to make deep bonds, but to hear voices other than my own. We'd chat about the weather, dogs, anything light. It didn't fix the pain, but it reminded me I wasn't invisible. If you're shy or live alone, don't panic. Your community is out there. Senior centers offer classes, yoga, crafts, even tech workshops. Churches and libraries host grief groups. Online forums like Reddit or AARP's community boards let you connect from home. I tried an online book club once, skeptical as heck. But hearing strangers debate a mystery novel pulled me out of my head for an hour. It was a lifeline I didn't expect. Don't wait for others to reach out. They might hesitate, not because they don't care, but because they're scared of saying the wrong thing. Be brave. Send that text. Make that call. And if someone offers help, say yes, even if it's just sitting together in silence. Connection isn't a luxury, it's survival. Start today. One person. One moment. You're worth it. Step 3. Secure your future. Organize the essentials. Grief begs you to hide, to curl up and shut the world out. But the world doesn't stop. Bills arrive. Accounts lock. Letters from banks and lawyers demand answers you're not ready to give. That's why step 3 is about taking charge. Organize your critical documents. This isn't cold or heartless, it's a gift to yourself and your spouse's legacy. It's ensuring their life's work and your stability aren't lost in the fog of loss. You'll need the big ones: the will, life and health insurance policies, bank and investment statements, marriage and death certificates, property titles, pensions, even military records if they served. I know, it's overwhelming. My friend Tom learned this the hard way. When his wife passed, she'd always handled the finances. He didn't know their life insurance was stuffed in a shoebox under the bed. By the time he found it, he'd missed a claim deadline and lost thousands he needed for medical bills. It wasn't carelessness, it was grief stealing his clarity. Start small. Set aside 1 hour, today, if you can. Open one drawer, one file cabinet. If it feels like too much, ask for help. A child, a sibling, a neighbor you trust. I helped my aunt do this years ago after her husband died. We created a life folder, one spot for everything vital. It wasn't just practical, it gave her a tiny sense of control when her world felt upside down. Pro tip: make copies of key documents. Store originals in a fireproof safe or a bank box. If you're digital, scan them to a secure cloud like Google Drive with a strong password. Don't stop at papers. Write down account numbers, online passwords, even the name of their lawyer or accountant. I once forgot the password to a joint account after a loss. Hours on hold with the bank taught me to keep a cheat sheet. If you're not tech-savvy, a locked notebook works fine. And notify key places early: Social Security, insurance companies, utilities. Some have deadlines as short as 30 days. I know it feels like betrayal to handle business, but it's not. It's protecting what you both built. If you're drowning, consider a professional, a financial advisor or estate lawyer. They're not cheap, but mistakes cost more. When I helped a friend sort her late husband's affairs, we found an old pension she didn't know existed. $500 a month she'd have missed without digging. This step isn't just paperwork, it's peace. Start today. One document. One call. You're not alone, and you're stronger than you feel. Step 4. Guard your body, it's carrying you through. Grief doesn't just bruise your heart, it batters your body. You forget to eat. Sleep becomes a battle. Even brushing your teeth can feel pointless when your world's collapsed. But step 4 is a promise you make to yourself: protect your health. Not because you're supposed to, but because you deserve to live, not just exist. Studies are stark. Seniors who lose a spouse face a 66% higher risk of health decline in the first year: weight loss, exhaustion, even heart attacks. Your body's screaming for care, even if your mind can't hear it. You don't need a fitness coach or a gourmet kitchen. Start with the basics. Eat something real, even if it's just oatmeal with a banana. Drink water, not just tea or soda. Move for 10 minutes, walk to the corner, stretch by your bed, sway to a song they loved. I slipped here after my own loss. I'd nibble crackers and call it dinner, too tired to cook. Then I fainted one day, not dramatic, just humbling. My doctor said, "Your body's grieving too. Feed it." That stuck. Now, I keep pre-made salads and yogurt in the fridge, easy wins that keep me steady. Don't skip your meds. Set a phone alarm if you're forgetful, I do. And see your doctor, even if you think it's just stress. Grief can hide symptoms: chest pain, memory fog, dizziness, that need checking. When my neighbor lost her husband, she ignored her blood pressure pills for weeks. A scary ER visit woke her up. She's fine now, but it was a close call. Schedule a checkup this week. It's not about fear, it's about staying here for the people who still need you. Sleep's a big one. Grief steals rest, but your body craves it. Try a warm bath, a weighted blanket, or a free app like Calm for guided relaxation. I struggled with insomnia after loss, staring at the ceiling, replaying memories. A friend suggested chamomile tea and a no-screens rule an hour before bed. It's not perfect, but it helps. And move, even a little. Studies show 15 minutes of daily walking cuts depression risk by 26% in seniors. I started with a loop around my block. Some days, I'd cry the whole way. Others, I'd notice a new flower. Both were healing. This isn't about perfection. If you eat a cookie instead of a salad, fine. If you walk for 5 minutes instead of 10, great. It's about showing up for yourself. You're not dishonoring your spouse by staying healthy, you're carrying their love forward in your strength. Try one thing today: a glass of water, a short stroll, a doctor's call. Your body's fighting for you. Fight for it back. Step 5. Pause before you pivot, avoid rash choices. Loss makes you itch for change. Sell the house. Move to the kids' city. Clear out their closet. It feels like action will dull the pain, like a fresh start will reset the world. But step 5 is a hard truth: don't rush big decisions. Grief fogs your mind, and what seems urgent today might shatter you tomorrow. Research shows 70% of seniors regret major changes made within 6 months of a spouse's death, moves, sales, even giving away keepsakes. Protect your heart. Pause. Take my neighbor, Clara. After her husband died, she donated his fishing gear, thinking it'd help her let go. A year later, she sobbed when her son asked to fish with his grandpa's rod. It was gone. It wasn't about the gear, it was the memory. I made a similar mistake once, tossing old letters in a haze of grief. I'd give anything to read them now. Give yourself 6 months, even a year, before deciding what stays or goes. If family pushes, say, I need time. Your pace is yours. Money's where it gets tricky. Don't sign contracts, sell assets, or shift investments without a clear head. I nearly cashed out a stock account after a loss because it felt tainted by memories. Thank goodness I waited. An advisor showed me it was worth double what I thought. If you're unsure, bring in a neutral voice, a friend, a lawyer, a planner. And don't move yet. A new place might sound comforting, but uprooting adds stress. When my friend Ed sold his home too soon, he missed his old neighbors more than he expected. Now he's rebuilding in a place that feels foreign. If you need action, start tiny. Organize one shelf, not the whole attic. Keep one shirt that smells like them. It's okay to hold on. Time isn't your enemy, it's your guide. Grief makes everything feel permanent, but it's not. Wait for clarity, it'll come. Try this: write down any big decision you're considering. Tuck it away for a month. Revisit it with fresh eyes. You'll thank yourself later. Step 6. Rediscover you. Your new chapter awaits. When your spouse dies, you don't just lose them, you lose a piece of who you were. You were us, a team with inside jokes, shared dreams, a rhythm only you understood. Now it's just me, and that shift feels like a betrayal. But step 6 is a spark of hope: rebuild your identity. Not to replace them, but to rediscover you. Who are you now? What makes you curious? What's one thing you've always wanted to try? I'll get personal. After my loss, I felt like a shadow. We'd been a duo for so long, planning dinners, bickering over thermostats, dreaming of trips we never took. Without that, I didn't know who I was. Then I tried pottery. Not to fill the void, but to feel my hands create something. My first mugs were lumpy disasters, but every wobble was mine. It didn't erase the pain, it gave me permission to be someone new, not just someone left behind. Start small. Join a choir, even if you croak. Plant herbs on your windowsill. Watch a YouTube tutorial on knitting or birdwatching. Studies show seniors who pick up new hobbies after loss report 40% higher life satisfaction within a year. It's not about forgetting, it's about growing. When my friend Lila lost her wife, she took up photography. She'd never held a camera before, but now her walls are covered in sunsets she chased. She says, "It's how I see her, in every color." You don't need to love it forever. Try one thing for a week. If it's not for you, pick another. I flopped at guitar lessons, my fingers rebelled, but I found joy in audiobooks instead. Every step is a clue to who you're becoming. Your spouse loved you for you, let that person shine again. Try this, write down one thing you're curious about. Commit to exploring it for 5 minutes today. It's not a race, it's a rediscovery. Step 7, plan your legacy, live with purpose. Here's the step most miss, and it's the most transformative, plan your legacy. Losing your spouse doesn't end your story, it starts a new chapter. What do you want your life to mean now? Who do you want to inspire, your kids, your community, yourself? What mark will you leave? This isn't about fame or fortune, it's about purpose. And for us seniors, purpose isn't just nice, it's lifeblood. Studies show those with a sense of meaning live up to 7 years longer. Your spouse's love lives in you, let it fuel something extraordinary. When my mentor lost her husband, she felt adrift. Then she started tutoring kids at her library. It wasn't about filling hours, it was about matching. She'd say, their smiles keep me going. That's legacy. For me, it's this channel, sharing stories, tips, and hope with you. Every comment you leave, every story you share, reminds me why I'm here. It's my way of saying, we're still alive, and we've got work to do. Legacy doesn't need to be big. Write letters to your grandkids for them to open years from now. Plant a tree in your spouse's name. Volunteer an hour a week, food banks, shelters, schools always need help. I started a memory box after my loss, photos, notes, ticket stubs. It's not for me, it's for my family to know our story. What's one thing you want to leave behind? Try this, write it down today. One goal, one dream. Then take one step toward it, a call, a plan, a moment of courage. Purpose pulls you forward. It doesn't erase grief, it weaves it into something beautiful. Maybe you teach a skill, share a recipe, or just listen to someone who's struggling. Every act ripples. When I volunteered at a senior center, I met folks who'd lost more than I could imagine, yet they glowed with life. They taught me that legacy isn't what you leave, it's how you live. Start today. One choice. One spark. You're not done, you're just beginning. Closing scene. Losing your spouse is a wound that never fully heals, but it doesn't have to steal your future. These 7 steps, feeling, connecting, organizing, protecting, pausing, rediscovering, and planning, aren't just advice. They're a bridge to a life that's still yours to shape. You're not alone. I've walked this road, stumbled, and kept going. And I'm here with you, every step. You're stronger than you know, and your story isn't over, it's evolving. If this video moved you, please leave a comment below. Share one step you'll try, a memory that keeps you going, or just say, I'm here. Your words build this community, and they mean everything to me. Hit that like button if you found hope here, and subscribe with the bell icon so you never miss our weekly tips to live healthier, happier, and bolder. Share this with someone who needs it, your friend, your sibling, anyone carrying loss. Together, we lift each other up. Thank you for being part of this family. I'll see you in the next video, because you're not just surviving, you're thriving.